So my thought for today is follow the white rabbit. I'm sitting here in the Matilda room, which is the ground floor of the old merchant's house that's at the heart of the St.Katharine's foundation buildings. We think he was a sugar merchant, and he had these amazing murals painted that captured a sense of adventure and exploring. And the follow the white rabbit, that comes obviously from Alice in Wonderland. In the first chapter of Lewis Carroll's book, Alice sees a rabbit. But it's an unusual rabbit because it's a rabbit talking, muttering, I'm late, and it's a rabbit that's wearing a waistcoat. Alice has a choice at that point. She could ignore this rather strange creature, or she could follow the white rabbit and see where he ends up. And of course she ends up through the rabbit hole into an amazing world of adventure. I suppose a more modern take on the white rabbit story is the film The Matrix, when Nemo encounters a message saying follow the white rabbit, and in this case a lady knocks on the door with a white rabbit tattooed, and he follows her into an amazing adventure. The other day in our yurt cafe, which we have at the foundation, there's a garden area, and I discovered a group of people who were, three of them, collecting leaves and filling black bin liners with leaves. And they weren't part of our gardening group. So I said to them, what are you doing? They said, we need the leaves. I said, well, yes, but what for? We've got a premiere of a dance performance tonight. So they need 5 bags of wet leaves for a dance performance. That's intriguing. So I found out where it was, and that evening my wife and I went, and we found an amazing arts collective space not far from here with an incredible contemporary dance performance. It was fantastic. And we experienced that because we took a risk. We followed a clue. We were interested in what was going on, and we had an adventure. So I wonder, what's your white rabbit moment? What are the adventures that you might like to pursue? In the Bible, there's some interesting stories that have parallels with that, and my favourite one is the story of Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a tax collector and a popular character in the Roman Empire. He was also very short. Jesus came to town, to Jericho. The crowds were gathering. Everyone wanted to see what was going on. Zacchaeus couldn't get close, so he ends up climbing up a tree to try and get a vantage point. He's taking a risk. He's following a sense of wanting to investigate, and he takes a risk to climb the tree. Jesus passes by through the crowds, but he notices Zacchaeus up a tree, takes an interest in him, speaks to him. I want to come to your house and find out what it's all about. Zacchaeus' life is transformed. He becomes a philanthropist, gives half his income to the poor because he followed an adventure, and Jesus responded to that. I think that's a lovely story. So what's your white rabbit moment? It's an attentiveness and an interest in the people and the circumstances around, and a willingness to take risks to explore where they might lead to possibly a world of adventure.